introduce Rosie Hughes, the interim chair of Northstowe Town Council, who's going to just update the forum briefly. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Gareth. Good evening, everyone. I've been invited along tonight to give you an update on the Town Council. As some of you will know, that I've been appointed as interim town clerk until the Town Council appoints a permanent clerk sometime early summer. I'm really pleased to be able to say that there were 20 residents that have been nominated for the Town Council to fill the 15 seats, and the election is going to be held on Thursday the 6th of May, and the 15 new councillors will take their seats on Monday the 10th of May. Please do remember that if you haven't registered to vote, you'll need to do so by the 19th of May, and there is going to be some information up on one of the local Facebook groups relating to the candidates and who they are and what they can offer to the Town Council. So the actual first meeting of the full council will be held on Thursday the 20th of May, and that will be the first sitting of the new council. Now, the first job of the 15 new councillors is they have to complete a declaration of acceptance of office. This means that they can formally take their seat, and then after that, within 28 days, they also have to complete a register of interest. So there's quite a lot of sort of formal bits of statutory work that needs to be done in the early stages. They will all be offered 3 sessions on training during June, and so they'll go into the annual meeting in May, and at that annual meeting, members are going to form a number of standing committees, and these committees will meet regularly and they'll report back to full council. Now, each committee will have a term of reference which is agreed by the full council, and it is envisaged that the council will set up a committee structure, and this is likely to include finance and governance, personnel, planning and assets and asset transfers, and this will be set up at their first meeting. Arrangements will also be made for the members to represent the council on meetings with other stakeholders. So some of the people that have been presenting this evening, we will be sitting at their tables having these discussions with them. And this will be especially when we're talking about pavilions, community centres, enterprise zones in the local centre. And it's really good to see tonight that some of the nominated councillors have already asked some very good questions to our stakeholders. Now, Northstowe Town Council has not had any assets transferred to it, other than I understand we're going to be getting a few Christmas tree decorations. However, going forward, I would envisage and encourage that the Town Council to be not only included in all discussions relating to future transferring of assets, but also to be considered as a Town Council that is capable of managing assets on behalf of its residents. So a little bit about what local councils do. So local councils are parish and town councils, and for the town council and parish councils, they have an overall responsibility for the well-being of their local community, and their work falls into 3 main categories. Firstly, the delivery of services. Now, these can include allotments, leisure facilities, bus shelters, litter bins, car parks, local illuminations, community centre sports pavilions, parks and open spaces, public toilets, street lighting, festivals and celebrations, just to name a few of the powers. And secondly, they're there to improve the quality of life. And some examples of this are promoting dementia-friendly communities, sustainable communities. They can act as community hubs, and they can also provide community projects and vital services, as well as supporting local groups and organisations. And lastly, and most importantly in my mind, they give communities a voice through representing the voice of the community. I feel that community engagement is just that. Community consultation and development are actually quite different things. So with all of this in mind, if any residents have got any additional questions from this evening or going forward, please also direct them to Northstowe Town Council. We do now have a website and a Facebook page, and I've got my interim clerk Facebook page, so please do make contact via those mediums. And there's of course a much bigger picture with the growth of Northstowe, but the little things that make a difference I feel are very important as they affect the quality of life, and they shouldn't be overlooked. Just little things like full litter bins, full dog bins, fly tipping, parking issues and those sorts of things. Now, prior to the 10th of May, when the new councillors take office, the interim town council is in place, and it's going to be holding its first meeting on the 28th of April at 4 o'clock. And again, this will be advertised on the town council website. So that's sort of a brief pit stop for me as to where we are now, and I'm obviously happy to answer any questions.
Brilliant, thank you, Rosa. That's really helpful. So I haven't got any questions coming through on Zoom or Facebook. So I'm sure next time you won't be so fortunate and there'll be more questions. But for now, I'm going to move on to our last presentations.